Today on Richmond Independent Radio News, locals gather to keep Monroe Park open. Locals from every walk of life gathered in Monroe Park last Saturday. The event, spread by Facebook and word of mouth, was held to celebrate the 1,000th signature on a petition to keep the historic forum open during the planned renovations. The planned park renovations would close every section of the park for 9 months to a year. The party in the park was a public demonstration to show concern for the park as a community center and support those who need it most. Alan Harrelson, a Richmond native, has been coming to public feedings on Sundays at Monroe Park for years. He collected over 500 of the 1,000 signatures through an online and written petition, getting signatures from those who don't have internet access.
This is the last place that the homeless have in this whole city to be at. They have chased them from place to place to place around this town, and this is the last place. And if they take this, there's nowhere else to go.
Public feedings were the hot topic. Some groups have been feeding the needy for decades. Cassandra Carter helps out with the New Jerusalem International Christian Ministry, one Sunday a month. From Chesterfield, Carter said her and her group help in any way they can.
And we just come to talk with those that are in need that don't have any place to go. We come to minister to them if it's prayer that they need or feeding, whatever they need, that we can be a help to them.
New Jerusalem is one of the many churches that come to lend a hand. Peggy Sterling of the MCC Social Justice Committee said the homeless weren't the only reason to stand up for a free and open park.
People come here to gather as a community. We've gotten to know many of the people, and some of them have come to our church after we've been here. This is just a necessary place for people to gather. There is no other place.
Music was a big part of the gathering. Local party regulars No BS Brass Band were on hand to lend a note or two. The brass ensemble led a parade through the park. In tow, the All Saints Theater Company, one of the sponsors of the event, were clad in rat costumes and papier-mâché rat masks. The performance by All Saints led to a brief lecture series highlighted by a satirical presentation by Eric Scott, local wingnut and Monroe Park campaign organizer, dressed as Fan District Councilman Charles Samuels.
But once we approve the plan, we can make up for the difference with corporate sponsorships. Right there, we're going to have the Philip Morris Playground and Carousel. And over there, we'll have the BP running water display.
Samuels has taken the most criticism for the park's renovations. Scott said the dramatization was in jest, but supported by fact.
I think that it's important to show people that these things are ridiculous, but they're in there, and they need to be addressed. Because while, the real Charles Samuels won't come out and say it just like that, that's what he's saying by his actions. That's the direction that the Monroe Park Advisory Council and some parts of City Council are going in.
Some spectators to the event were folks who just saw the ruckus and stayed for the music. Sunny Gilderman, a VCU grad, remembered Monroe Park fondly and came to see her old stomping grounds. Coincidentally, the former director of emergency services for the homeless in Richmond stumbled upon the event. She frowned upon the idea of closing the park for an extended period of time.
About that, it's another example of lack of provision for those in need and a loss of services, and not a comparable alternative offered by the city and or other authorities, so not cool at all.
Gull, a local masked multi-instrumentalist, rode in the bed of a silver truck as it sped around Monroe Park, blaring his unique musical style. Julie Carr, with a K, played a more mellow song for the crowd.
And I know that I've been a bad, bad man.
She sympathized with the feeding programs in the park.
I think that displacing lots of people and feeding programs that have been here for almost 20 years is something that we could not do, and I think it's a preventable thing. And I think that, having at least part of the park open allows for things like this, like what's going on today, and more community events. I'd like to see more of this just in general.
In the end, Just Plain Ant, Just Plain Sounds, a local hip-hop collective, saw hope in numbers.
We picked a beautiful day to do this, and I hope that the efforts of today help the cause. With the amount of people here, it should.
For Richmond Independent Radio News, I'm Brad Kuttner with Danny Rathbun. To see an HD video of this story, more footage of Goal and Julie Carr, and hear Alan Harrelson's poem from Monroe Park, check out our blog, www.wrarnews.blogspot.com.